Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So, take the messages that do resonate and check out your other placements, because you may have some messages there as well. Always a good idea to check your Sun, Moon, and Rising at least. Okay, my friends, let's get started. This deck feels funny in my hands. Okay, Virgo, let's see. What is the energy around the week ahead for Virgo? Energy around the week ahead for Virgo here. We're seeing, okay, that's a lot of cards. They wanted to come out. We're seeing higher power here to the sea. Fork in the road, and a couple others underneath there. Bottom of the deck is by the book in reverse. So you're going on a bit of a journey this week. Okay, we've got change in the wind, serendipity, and fork in the road. So change in the wind is in the reverse, and so is higher power. So this is interesting. It's almost like you're not seeing that this is coming from your higher power, or you don't see that this change in the wind could be very good luck for you. You're being guided down this path, and you're going to have to make a choice about which direction to take. And it almost feels like you should take the direction that you're most unfamiliar with. You know what I mean? Like, don't do things the same way that you always would. This is an opportunity for you to change. That your higher power is guiding you towards a change that's going to be very positive outcome. But it's almost like you have to sort of resolve to sort of not do things the same old way anymore. Like to really try to find a new path up the mountain, you know, and to sort of see that there's a million paths up the mountain, that it doesn't always have to be the same way. You don't always have to do things the way you've always done them. You can make a new path. You can change things. You can change how you do things. And I can't help but feel like that is the guidance in this reading for you, is that it's time for a new way of doing things, and it's not going to be the same anymore. And I feel like we're seeing higher power and change in the wind in reverse because that's hard for you. It's hard for you to trust that sort of unseen energy that's trying to guide you down a new path. It's almost like you're resisting that a little bit. Let's see what the tarot cards will say for you. There's Hanged Man upright and the Seven of Wands coming out together. So that's almost saying to me, surrender the battle. Seeing them together like that, they came out together. Surrender this battle. Stop looking over your shoulder and fighting, and just surrender. Surrender this fight. And I know some Virgos out there might be like, what are you talking about? Surrender this fight. I am not giving up. And it's not asking you to give up. This is almost like an empowered resignation that says, I'm not going to keep beating my head against the wall. I'm not going to try and beat this brick wall anymore with my head. I'm going to just move on. I'm going to take a different path around this brick wall. I'm done bleeding. I'm done fighting. And I surrender. But it's very empowered, because it's not like you surrender and you're giving up and you're going to lay on the ground and do nothing. No, you're going to take a different path. You're done sort of bleeding all over the place, if you know what I mean, metaphorically. There's the Judgment card in reverse. So there's something you're denying. There's something you're resisting. You've seen the outcome. You've seen the blood all over that wall. And yet you don't accept that you won't win this battle. Very stubborn energy coming through right now, Virgo. One where you're just not accepting what is. And we see the higher power card here. You're not accepting what is on a big level here. Like, it's coming straight from source, right? That this isn't your path, and you're still saying, no, it is. This is my path. This is how I've always done things, and this is how I'm always going to do them. Okay. Well, it definitely feels like you're being guided away from that way of thinking. Let's keep going here. Okay. We see the Strength card. Interesting. In reverse, again, like you're hitting obstacles and you're like, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Just let me do it the way I always did it. But it's not working. You're Your strategies for success aren't going to work here because you're being called to do things on a different level in a very new way that you're still discovering. So it's like you're still discovering this new path to take. So yeah, of course your old strategies aren't going to work this time because they're not meant to work anymore. That's over. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, as I say, that's over. And let's look at the bottom of the deck. There's the Six of Swords. You got to go. It's time to get in the canoe and surrender these limiting beliefs and leave them on the shoreline and move on to something different, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things, because this is not serving you anymore, nor will it. Like, it's just not how you're meant to proceed, Virgo. You're not meant to proceed this way. Stop resisting the flow of the universe. You can't change the direction of the river. Sometimes you just have to find a different way to cross. And that's not giving up. It's actually being quite resourceful, you know? And that's what's being asked of you here. You're being guided to let go of a certain belief system, a certain way of doing things. In exchange, you will have to do things in a different new way that's unfamiliar to you, but it might lead to, I think it's really very likely, seeing what I'm seeing here, that this is the path you're meant to take. It's just not one that you've taken before. It's very interesting. Let's see here. Let's clarify some of these cards. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're needing to be very gentle with yourself here. This is a time where you sort of need to give yourself a lot of self-love, a lot of self-compassion, empathy, really, really being gentle with yourself, because you're about to discover a new way of doing things, and you need to be patient with yourself and loving like you would a child. You know, that's just learning to walk. You wouldn't be like, get up and go already. You'd be patient and you'd be careful with them and cautious and comforting and encouraging, right? That's what you have to give yourself this week. Some kindness, some love. King of Cups, rise above that drama. Stop fighting these battles. Stop. This is landing on the Seven of Wands. So instead of looking over your shoulder to see who's going to get you next or where you're going to find your next battle, just find a way to rise above that so that you're sort of floating above that drama without getting pulled into it. You know, this is where you need to be sitting. There's the Chariot also in reverse on the Judgment card in reverse. You're not going anywhere this way. The Chariot won't move until you accept this. This is something that I feel you're struggling to accept. There's that stubborn energy coming back. And it's funny, I'm feeling really uncomfortable sitting in my chair right now. I've been sitting here very happily for the last little while doing readings, and now suddenly my lower back hurts and I can't stop moving around in my chair. I feel like you've got this restless energy and you want to do things the way you've always done them, but it's not working anymore. You're stuck. You're stuck until you're ready to go with the flow of this new way of doing things. And that's going to be up to you. How long are you going to stay uncomfortable in the chair? There's the Magician in reverse, confirming that your energy is not in balance. You have all the tools to do things, but you're still trying to do it in the same old way. That's not serving you. And you keep questioning, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Well, it's not working because you're not meant to be doing things the way you are right now. You're meant to discover a new way. That's going to lead to a lot of luck. You just have to find a way to go with the flow here and discover yourself in a new framework. Yeah. You're leveling up in the midst of battle, in the midst of a battle of egos, in the midst of people that I think you perceive as enemies, actually. You know, when I see the 7 and the 5 of Wands here, and it's like we see this landing to clarify the Page of Wands, and I feel like it's saying you can either stay here and fight until everyone is just bleeding all over each other, or you can just walk away and find this new path. This fight, this battle zone of the 5 of Wands, is that where you want to be? Like, do you want to be in the midst of this ego battle, or do you want to just do your thing but in a new way, away from this, to rise above that kind of drama so that you don't get sucked into it and then pulled down and And then we see the result. The Chariot's in reverse, the Magician's in reverse, Judgment card's in reverse, Strength is in reverse. This is not advantageous for you to stay here, Virgo. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. It's a Judgment in reverse again. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. You need to get on board with this. You've already seen that this is not serving you. You need to get on board with a new way of doing things, Virgo. Wow, talk about a very clear reading. Very clear. It's time to get on board with a new way of doing things. And be gentle with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Really love yourself into this new way of doing things. This is coming right from your higher power. I mean, you don't have to listen to me, but this is coming right from your higher power here. So it's worth trying. Hey, right? Go with the flow. Try it a new way. See what happens. I bet you feel lighter, less stuck, and more in the flow without sort of bashing your head against walls that don't even serve you to even be in front of those walls anymore. Wow, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, Virgo. I hope it's been helpful. If it's resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends, and I'm looking forward to reading for you again very soon. Take care.